Welcome. My name is Candace Grant, and I am your postural specialist. Welcome to today's session of posture therapy exercises. So today we're going to look at working our shoulders. So the thing is how often do you find yourself slouching your forearms forward as well as your head? So the thing is that you want to start to put uh, your shoulders back into a proper alignment position. So when our arms are forward like this, it also means that our shoulders are forward like this. So we want to start bringing them back and just feel the difference by bringing your arm out and open versus it in, right? So if for anybody who has rotator cuff injuries, the thing is that you will never get full range of motion with your rotator cuff injuries if you don't start to reset this joint and bringing it back into proper alignment, as well as working all the muscles that actually create the movement of the rotator cuff in order for your arm to go up. And so, as I've said before, I've injured both my shoulders. Um, where I couldn't even lift them. And now I have absolutely full range of motion. So I absolutely believe in posture therapy exercises because without it, I wouldn't have range of motion the way that I do in my shoulders, as well as the alignment within my body. So the first thing we're going to do is arm circles. So these aren't your ordinary arm circles. These are posture exercise arm circles. Because when you go to a physiotherapist, they're going to give you arm circles and they're going to say, okay, do arm circles, now turn them back. And the thing is what the key element that they forget to tell you because they don't know themselves is when you do arm circles in a backwards motion, your palm needs to come up, putting your thumb towards the back. That way, it shifts your shoulder back into a proper alignment position. So we're going to do 20 circles, arm circles. So when you start, just turn your toes in just a little bit pigeon-toed. That way it shifts those hip joints, but it also creates that pelvis into that neutral positioning, changing everything. So you can see if I do this, then my body's going to go forward. If I shift like this, my body straightens right up, and now my body is better in alignment, but now my joints are actually properly stacked. So arms come up to the height of your shoulder. You're going to first start with your palm down, thumb forward, and you're always going to go in the direction of whatever way your thumb is pointing. So find a spot on the wall ahead of you and do 20 circles forward with about a 4 to 6 inch diameter in your shoulder. This actually reminds your shoulder that it's actually a ball and socket joint, right? Because this is the circumduction of the exercise. Okay. And then when you're completed your 20, turn your palms up and once again, go backwards now. And this is the key element to putting those shoulder joints back in a proper alignment position. Okay. It's not just working your shoulders, but it actually is stabilizing your pelvis and pulling into the mix, the latissimus dorsi muscles as they stabilize here, but they actually attach into your shoulder. So as you're doing arm circles, you're working not just your shoulders, but the rest of your body. And that is the key difference with posture therapy exercises. Everything we do, even if we're focused on the shoulders, we are doing a full body movement because everything happens together. Nothing happens in isolation. And your body is a whole unit, so we treat it like a whole unit. So the next thing we're going to do is what's called elbow curls. So elbow curls, you just want to bend your fingers like this, So this is called a golfer's grip. Bend your fingers like this. Take your middle knuckle, put it at your temple, and then you're going to squeeze your shoulder blade forward. So you're squeezing your elbows together and taking them all the way back. So you want to make sure that your thumbs are in the downward pointed position. If you cannot bend your fingers, just put them at the top of your forehead, palms down, and do it that way. Because if they're behind your head, you've got a lot more motion because now you're making them come back. So you want to have them more about that temple area and bringing them together. So it looks like this from behind. So you're bringing them back. Now, if you would like to increase what you are doing, then you need to find yourself a wall in order to increase what you're doing. Sorry. And as you can see from this wall, you once again bring your arms up into this position, but your whole body is actually against the wall. And then once again, you're bringing your arms forward and back, forward and back. And that will show your body more of an alignment position that it needs to be in to when you are doing actually elbow curls, because having your whole body on the wall will show you the exact range of motion that you are doing, as well as how far you need to come back, but what else is going on in your body, right? Because a lot of times when we're doing exercises, we don't actually feel that our body is out of alignment. Instead, we think that we are straight. We think that our body is gravity. But as soon as you put your body back on a wall, it actually takes you from this kind of relaxed position to this position, right? Where your ears then go over your shoulders, hips, knees, and ankles. So you want to go all the way back. And when you're on the wall, make sure that your feet are either straight forward or pointed in just a little bit, and you'll feel some different muscles starting to activate. Okay, so the next exercise we're going to do is we're going to twist from our shoulders into what we call a helicopter. So palms down, we're going to start. First of all, you're going to take, I want you to feel the difference in what happens when you go from palms up to palms down. So just do this 20 times. And it's coming from your shoulder where you're just rotating your shoulder into a better alignment position. And it's starting to activate not only your shoulder joint itself, but all the muscles that are actually associated with your shoulder, your back, your pectoralis, your erectors, your rhomboids, everything is connected. Okay. Then you're going to go palms down first, and you're going to twist your body to the right, to the left. Try to maintain your feet planted on the ground and less body movement. Your body will move because you're in a standing position. So it's really hard to just move the upper body, but do the best you can because we're focusing on all the back erector muscles as well as the shoulders. So, and as well as the obliques and the transverse muscles of the abdominals. So you want to make sure that when you are moving where your arms are parallel and not dropping. So you don't want to kind of move one way and throw your arm again. You want to maintain almost like you have a stick going between each of your arms. So this is good, as I said, for body rotation. Then palms up and keep going and do this for 20 repetitions. and you can feel all your back muscles, your ribs, everything activating and working hard. Great. The next thing we're going to do is arm scissors. So once again, we're working on all of the motions of the arm. So thumbs forward, hands straight, and we're just going to go one up and the other one's down. Then opposite. So we're working this whole movement of getting those arms going into a flexion and extension the best way that we can. So from the side view, it's going to look like this. And as you can see, I have absolute full range of motion, no pain in my shoulders whatsoever, which is great because I never had that before. And then we're going to do posture angel. So you can do this seated or standing. So you're just bringing your arms back and pushing them back together. So you're compressing those scapulas together is what you're doing. So bringing it back and forward, because the best movement that you can have from your scapulas and contraction is in regards to how well your scapulas, your shoulder blades move around your ribs, because the better your scapulas move around your ribs, the better it is for your breathing capacity, because now your ribs also have the availability to expand and decrease with each air movement. And nothing feels constricted. It's got a lot more movement. So therefore, you need your breath for healing and obviously oxygen, respiratory. So the better your ribs can move, the better your lungs can increase, the healthier you are. So another one is to bringing your hands up in kind of this position, and then you're going to squeeze them down. So you're squeezing your elbows together, down. Now, if you want more of a challenge, once again, go to a wall, put your arms back on the wall, and squeeze. So see how mine doesn't go back all the way. So that can also be a shoulder, elbow to hand position as well, right? We're all a work in progress. So as soon as I come down, my arms want to come forward. So being on the wall allows your arms to go back a little bit more, because we're pushing our shoulders back, right? Everything is a work of progress. It's called the 100-year plan, basically, for how you need to work on your posture. They are not one and done exercises. It's not like you're going to do them for a year and then stop, or a 6-week course and then that's it, all your problems are solved. It unfortunately doesn't work like that. Your body will always have postural issues, and think about how long it took for you to get here. So it's going to take a long time for you to get back out of it. So you want to continue to do exercises every day. So the last one that we're going to finish with is just turning your toes in, putting your hands out in a clasping position, and up and stretch. I like doing this one at the end of all my exercises. One, because it's a neutral exercise. You always want to end your exercises with a neutral exercise rather than a right-left position. So you always want to do things that are bilateral, stretch out your body, and prepare you for the day. So the reason I like one of those when I'm teaching stretching or just on my own is because it elongates everything, it opens the breath, and it just puts me back into position, especially if I've been doing more flexion exercises. It brings me back to neutral. So have a great day, and I hope you enjoyed shoulder exercises. I'm Candace Grant, and I'm your postural therapist.